Traditions. Being sociopath. Hello, I'm from the Australian Government with an update on one of our most cherished traditions, being sociopathically shithoused to renters. This tradition is being celebrated across Australia right now. Mums begging for homes, pensioners can't afford most rentals, kids are sleeping in cars, flood victims are living in tents, and to get a lease you now need a renter's agent. Yup, things are so cooked, that's a real job now. Of course, if you don't like it, you can always piss off to the outback. Except you can't, because rents are skyrocketing there too. Welcome to the National Rental Crisis. A rental crisis is what happens when successive governments, Liberal and Labor, spend 3 decades trying to fuck you out of the housing market. And nail it. History lesson. With policies like negative gearing, which we reintroduced, the capital gains tax discount, which this bushy gonad introduced, building less public housing, and plain self-interest, which we both introduced, we've managed to force more and more of you to become renters. Looking to buy? Fuck you. You'll have to rent, because those policies turned houses into investments which made them too expensive. Poor and looking for shelter? Fuck you. You'll have to rent or be homeless, because we stopped building enough public housing. Looking to rent because that's just what you prefer? Fine, but now you'll have to compete with all those other folks we turned into renters. And that's why you can't find a rental. And if you do, you'll get reamed with prices like these. So, fuck you too. But when you think of it, it's a double fuck you. Because not only do you pay to subsidise your landlord's investments through these schemes that keep housing out of your reach, but thanks to our piss-weak tenant protections, you also pick up the bill when their investments go poorly. Interest rates going up? Pass it on. Inflation going up? Pass it on. Giving a toss? Pass it on. And that's how we can have only 26 million people inhabiting an entire fucking continent in one of the richest countries of the world and still not have a secure roof over everyone's head. But don't worry, we know you want us to do something about this. So we are introducing our aspiration to build 1 million new homes over 5 years. Sure, that's the same number of homes built in the last 5 years. Aspiration. And sure, we've only committed to building 40,000, which isn't even close to what's needed. And sure, we're only going to start building them in 2024. But hey, at least it'll make it look like we're fixing the rental crisis. What would fix this crisis? More public housing, because fewer people renting frees up homes for other renters and first home buyers. More rent assistance and tenant protections to make renting a secure choice. And of course, reform the bullshit policies that cause this shit show. Are we gonna do that? Fuck no. With 144 MPs owning more than one property, or 4, or 6, or 7, it's not like we don't care about the rental crisis. We do, because we personally benefit from it. Now get back to work, Australia. That Reno on our 8th investment property isn't gonna pay for itself, you pieces of shit. Authorised by all Australian governments for the past 3.
Then you know it's Christmas when the snow starts to fall. Then you know it's Christmas 'cause Santa's on his way. Switch the clock!
What you did to the side of my car, man?
I'm so sorry.
Why didn't you let go?
Because he's an idiot.
Jimmy on a beat, boy.
Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, okie dokie, boomer. B-O-O-M-E-R, please, your dusty mood don't vibe with me. You are old and so therefore I must say 10 for dinosaur. Hey. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Okie dokie, boomer.
Okie dokie, boomer. I'm good. Happy Saturday. How'd you have a good day? Oh, a little late holiday. Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah, I do that to my kids too. Mom's got a show. You got to go. Oz is muted. Damn it, you're muted. Muted. It's okay.
I can't believe it. Hi, Chanda. How are you?
We'll rerun that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Well, thanks everybody. I
Talk
cooked
to us,
a
Oz.
turkey and all the trimming, stuffing, all that good stuff today. My daughter visited. It's been 8 months, so that was nice to have her here. And then I kicked her out just in time to do the show. So yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do. And I wanna point out before we shout out the chats. Linda
That's
did some
adorable.
artwork for us here, and it is
I
in the
love it.
background.
It's
It
so
is
pretty.
so pretty. Linda, our executive
It's
producer.
snowing here.
It is snowing, and I think you and I are on that Christmas card with that one. And we don't have the proxy blowman there. That's Zelensky the snowman. And yeah, it's you see the money back up there in the back, and the cash, the razor blade, the coke, and the weapons. I think that's quite appropriate for the proxy blowman. Thank you, Linda. That's gorgeous. We appreciate
Beautiful,
it.
Linda.
Yeah. I muted the I muted the Sweet. Okay, you gonna call out the YouTube tonight?
Yeah, I need to get in the mode. I'm super tired and I'm super stoned. So this is a combination. I've started my 62-mile for in the month of December for St. Jude's Research Hospital. So I did almost 4 miles, and I'm a little beat. I'm going to do it again tomorrow morning. So
Well, that's good. You look
let's see
good.
who's hanging out over on the Rockfin. Zoxo Voxo Vix is hanging out there.
Socks.
Hey, Victor Jen, good to see you. Aram with the tip. Thank you so much for this Super Ray. We love all of our rock fitters. Oz, we have 13,513 followers.
But who's
on
counting?
Rockfin.
Who's
But
counting?
who's counting?
Yeah.
For us, that's amazing, though. I mean, we've been on Rockfin for many years
Yeah.
now. Ronnie Graham's hanging out, of course, our patrons. Kate's hanging out. Kate, we need to have a talk about H.A. Goodman, honey. Copeland Morris is in here, and so is Jim. Hey, Jim. Yeah, Jim, I got to agree. There's nothing that's going to make me vote for Trump.
Nothing.
at all.
No.
Nothing.
Or
Red
Biden,
Edward. Hey,
or
Red.
any of them. So
Yeah, no, I'll keep voting for third-party candidates that'll never amount to anything in a broken system, but I just can't do it. Let's see. I know it's late, but Oz produced a fabulous job on Fee's solo job this other week. Thank you, Ronnie Graham. Yeah,
Thanks, Ronnie.
sometimes Oz gets tapped on the shoulder to step up, and
yeah,
he does.
I used to engineer for them all the time the last couple of years, but
Yeah,
it
you
just
did for
it's
like
just
a year straight.
yeah, it just was so much time, and I felt like it was time to spend some time with my wife and my pets. So
Well, and you kept up with Roar the whole time too.
Yeah.
You produced all of our shows
Yeah.
and Beauty and the Boomer, and we had just launched the actual Beauty and the Boomer LLC. So yeah, it was a good time, and I could see how tired, worn out you were.
Yeah,
So I
it
pushing
was,
for
and
it.
I'm there to engineer for them when they need me, and I'm doing graphics. Linda's doing their
Exactly.
newsletter.
And we all
And
help each other
We
out,
all help
yeah.
each other out. So Pasta was kind enough to learn how to do the StreamYard, and he's doing a real good job over there. And I
He
appreciate
does great. He does great.
Marby Dog asked if I was wearing range glasses, and I'm assuming those are shooting goggles. What you're talking about, Marby Dog? No, these are blue light filter glasses because I've got up to date. I got 8 monitors on right now.
Yeah.
And I've got to have blue
Eye
light
strain.
filters. It is eye strain. But without further ado, I want to call out the chat over here.
Those are his rose-colored glasses.
Yeah,
is
those.
what I
Yeah,
always
these. Yeah,
say.
they're amber. Come Schwari, Kate is over here too. SFT, good to see you, SFT. Jilly, love Jilly. Jelly, I took that Chihuahua picture that you sent me today and turned it into a GIF, and I appropriately put it in the deck. Anthony, I'm sending out your card, your Christmas card tomorrow or Monday, Anthony. You should get it by Wednesday or Thursday, I hope. And we got DC, yo DC. We got Vic. Hi, Vic. Hi, Vic. Locked out of my Twitter account. Uh-oh.
Twitter.
Pyramid 7. Yo. Gamer. Hey, gamer. Dingo ate me, baby. And we got Becca C. Hi, Becca. Good to see you. Good to see you. Let me see. I think I got just about.
I see Snarky Y2K.
Snarky.
President Jesus.
Hey, there you go. Hi, Snarky. Hi, President Jesus. Yeah, they're just people are filing.
They're filing in. They're filing
we
in.
have.
We have the red rope up at 100, so get in early.
Yeah, get in early, or you won't be able to get in. You can't bribe the door guards here. So, anyway, we got a pretty good sized show. I guess we should start flying through it. Is there anything that you want to let everybody know besides fair use? I like your little hoodie thing there. That's cute.
I like it too. Fair use.
Yeah.
Everything we talk about is our opinions. Like I always say, go do your own damn research and.
Yeah, and we do appreciate it, and we try and feature our friends, and we are satire still, and we hope to be.
We try to stay satire.
We try to stay satire.
The world's so upside down, people, it's hard to believe what's satire anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. It's almost impossible. And if you could help us out on our Patreon with a couple of bucks a month, that would be great. Do we have any new Patreons, by the way? No?
I don't think any new ones since the last one we got, but I'm going to do a big Patreon update. We're going to get some cards out because we appreciate our Patreons. You guys are going to get a little Christmas cheer from Beauty and
Yeah. So, and if you would like us to send you out a Christmas card to your snail mail address is what we want to do. Please make sure that you send that to Chanda or me, and we will make
send
sure.
it to me. I'll put it in my little Billy book. And if there's a lot of you, I will be reaching out to because you haven't reached out to me, and there's people
we want to get those out. We're just kind of old fashioned when it comes to Christmas cards still. And if you hate Christmas, then you're going to get one, and you're going to like this card.
You're a boomer. Of course, we have to do Christmas cards.
Yeah, we have to. Abso-frickin-lutely. And let me see, what do we got here? We have got, let's see if I can get it to kick over. Shanda is Mrs. Claus.
That's a holdover you made from last year.
That is a holdover. God, we got all these refaces. This is our Christmas deck, so we're going to be using that this month. Out of the gate, Shanda, you found this one, and I love this. It is perfect because we don't have any brains here in society. What are you looking at there, Shanda Randa?
It says brains required, speed limit 25 miles an hour. Autos and pickups, snow tires are.
Go ahead.
Whoa, what am I hearing? Okay, so autos and pickups, snow tires, okay. Carry brains. Drivers ignoring winter conditions may be subject to natural selection. And there's a lot of times I've seen that on winter roads.
That sounds like a Darwin's Award billboard or sign there.
Totally does.
Totally Darwin's Award. I like this reface of you back here too. Is that's from
you must have made that one.
That's from a few years back, I think. That one's
probably.
We've
been doing this a long time.
Long time. And you brought this one too. We got a lot of fun memes tonight.
So we decided to accept the inevitable and just get a cat tree. And that's exactly what I did last year. So I had no tree last year. This year I've got a little tree crazy. And in my little tiny house, I have 3 trees. So this is one of them. I didn't put any of the glass ornaments out this year because I've accepted the fact that the tree is going to be on the floor and be torn apart. So
well, it's good. You got backup trees then, right?
I got backup trees.
No, that's great.
I have little cute ones and medium-sized ones and big ones.
Yeah,
I'm feeling the spirit this year. I feel like the world's just so shitty and it's been so ugly for so many years. We just went through the whole lockdown and then I lost my mom and I just didn't give a shit about the holidays last year.
Yeah, I'm trying to get whatever the Christmas spirit used to be when I was a kid.
Well, I just kind of like, the way things are looking and people dying subtly. Who knows if this is your last Christmas? So fucking enjoy it. It's where I'm at.
No kidding. And sadly, last week we lost Irene Cara, and this week we lost Christy McVie. And I'm doing these with selected people over on the Rockfin. I'm putting them up. But they have touched me through my life in the sense of their music and artisan abilities.
Soundtrack of your life.
And this is another one that I have a connection with, because that's when I was out, being young and dating and doing all the fun things. But we wanted to give this dedication to Christy McVie. I hope you enjoy it. I enjoyed doing it. And we're going to let it go right now. Let me know if you can hear it, Chanda.
Okay. I can hear it.
Thanks, Christine.
So sad.
Yeah, we all got to go. And
well, she was 79. She'd had a little illness for a couple of days. I had sent you, I should have brought it, but I had sent you Stevie Nicks' hand-pinned letter to her when Stevie heard, and it was very heartfelt. And I can't imagine what those two women shared at the time that they became superstars, and the men in the band. I mean, the relationships, and somebody was joking, does this mean they'll let Lindsay back in the band now? I mean, anybody who's followed Fleetwood Mac, I mean, they were probably one of my first band obsessions, other than Led Zeppelin, who I'm still obsessed with. But it's sad. Everybody's getting old.
They're getting old. But I think, the Fleetwood Mac and a lot of these other groups span generations. Whether
They do.
they
Our
really-
parents listen to them, and
and they didn't use
Exactly.
computers to augment their voices back then. That was the real deal. It was
no, they brought a full fucking band out,
Yeah.
marching band for Tusk. I mean,
yeah,
come on.
really.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah.
rest in peace, Christine McVie. Yeah, that was.
For sure.
Yep. And I think I brought this. I can't
think
believe
so.
what you say because I see what you do. And that's the Democrats in a nutshell, according to our friend of the show, David Michael. And AOC, just for the record, here's her vote. All votes. Ocasio-Cortez, Democratic, New York State. She voted yes. She voted yes to screw the rail workers. Just wanted to clear that out of the gate. And Shama Sawant came in the other day, and I stand with rail workers against the rotten deal being imposed by the Democrats, including so-called progressives in Congress. If the rail workers call actions rallies this week, my office will be there. Labor must fight back with mass action to win a strong contract with sick pay. I mean, this is absurd, and I'm preaching to the choir on this, but it's
Shama will be there, though. I can tell you, as being somebody who's been around Shama and followed her politics, and I live close, she will be there if the workers are on the ground and need backup. I know she will.
Yeah.
I've seen her do it the whole, for years and years. 10
Yeah,
years.
yep, she will. The guys over at Due Dissidence did a little stream the other night, and let me see, it's a pretty good one. Good opinions from those guys. That's Keaton and Russell over there. So we're gonna hear what they have to say. If I can get it to play. Hey, there we go.
Hey.
The key word, so everybody remember that word, a tentative agreement to avert a railroad strike for, I suppose it was 90 days, because they came to that agreement in early September, and that agreement was set to expire, and they were set to strike early this month. Here, as we are live streaming, the calendar has turned to December, right? And so the basis for that tentative agreement, what that essentially was the Democrats asking their friends in the labor unions, because even though a lot of rank and file has defected, they've become Trump people, right? A lot of unions are still more or less allies with the Democratic Party. The Democrats came to the unions and said, we can't have a strike before the midterms because it'll just crush us, right? I mean, that will just decimate us if there is a railroad strike and the economy tanks right before November 8th. So we need you to help us out here. We need you to sign a tentative agreement to kick the can down the road 90 days, after which you will have the opportunity to renegotiate your contract and try to get yourselves paid sick leave, right? So this is the ultimate bait and switch, because now after the midterms are over and the unions are set to have this out, which could end in a strike or it could end in them getting the basic benefits that they want and need. Just as they are about to have this out, Joe Biden steps in and says, no, we're calling on Congress. We are invoking a century-old law which allows Congress to intervene in these matters when it comes to railroads, because railroads are, of course, vital to the functioning of the overall system. We are invoking that law, and we are passing a bill imposing the terms of the so-called tentative agreement. What's happening here is nothing short of diabolical. It is psychotically evil. This is a screwing over of these unions like we have not seen in quite some time. It's really incredible that they did this. This was a bait and switch.
What? No way. The Democrats actually lied to the very people that elect them and kicked the can down the road, and then Biden came in after the midterm and strong-armed them? No, that can't be. I mean, seriously, we knew this is exactly what they would do. This fucking law that they enacted, you know why that law was there? Because of the railroad barons had to be protected from the people rising up. And that's exactly what's happening here. People wake up. And a lot of people don't even know about it. I talked to everyday people this week, Oz. They didn't even have a fucking clue about this strike or that Biden was doing this or.
Yeah. This is ridiculous. If you were a Democrat before this happened, I hope you've decided to recover from that party as soon as
They
possible.
never will, because they don't even know that. And if you show them, they don't care. If you tell them, they don't care. I hear nothing. I see nothing. They just.
Yeah, I know that you can't reason with unreasonable people. You never can reason with
That's what it
unreasonable
is.
people. I have to point of clarity here. I believe that was Keaton's opinion as to what happened, and I think it's well founded. I don't think he has anything that
Come
says
on,
that.
We know that's what they did.
I know,
Do we
but
do
I
we have to have it in paper to,
Yeah,
for it to be a real conspiracy.
I'm not
Like,
questioning anybody's credibility. Just for the record, I believe that was his opinion. But it's if if it quacks like a duck, right? Probably is a
Yes,
duck.
it probably is.
Meanwhile, over there at the Rising, and I have to say, I don't mind watching Brianna Joy Gray when she has a good segment on, and she was really
They're
pissed.
the #1 podcast.
Yeah, I know.
That's off.
But again, Kim Iverson, I don't watch too much of their stuff, but this was pretty good. I hope you appreciate it as much as I did, because she's mad, and I hope she does more than just be mad. We'll see.
Okay.
Trying to scare viewers into rooting against a strike and for government intervention. It would impact commuters. Prices on goods would rise. Guess what? There's a simple solution to this. Give rail workers at least 7 sick days. But despite how ridiculously cut and dry this is, only 8 Democrats voted against the temporary agreement that would strip away the rail workers' bargaining power. All credit goes to Rashida Tlaib, Mark Pocan, and a few others, but most of the progressive members of the CPC and the squad fell in line, given cover by Jayapal's sick leave bill that is never going to pass the Senate. It's like how they justified bifurcating the human infrastructure bill from the hard infrastructure bill in the Build Back Better plan. Everyone could see the okadoke from a mile away. The whole point of splitting off the social safety net provisions was to enable them to get voted down without jeopardizing the core parts of the infrastructure bill. And of course, that is exactly what happened. The sick leave amendment is completely performative. And guess what? Here's a clip of Representative Josh Gottheimer actually admitting it.
And I also think, as Mano just pointed out, we will vote separately on a paid sick leave amendment as well, and I think that's critically important. I'm hoping that moves along to the Senate and the Senate passes that. So I think we've come up with a good deal here to avert a strike, to keep the railroad running, which I think is especially important right now for our economy.
Yeah, I mean, yes, you're going to get a vote on paid sick leave. It's likely to not go anywhere in the Senate. So even if it is just a statement of you, if you will, of House Democrats, is that okay with you on paid sick leave?
Well, I think it's clear that we make that statement, and I think many of us feel strongly about that. The biggest thing is to avert a strike and avoid that. I think this deal has a lot of good things for rail workers. I've heard from many of the unions about that and the importance of their increase in pay and other benefits that will help them. And I think it's really important that they get that and that we keep, of course, the country moving, especially now.
It's important that we make that statement. Look, he just admitted. He admitted. He came out and said the biggest thing is to avert a strike. They don't give a fig about workers. They care about the business interests that keep them in Congress. Now, there has been some pushback. Most notably, Bernie Sanders has said what Biden won't. He'll refuse to vote for any legislation that doesn't include 7 days of sick leave for workers. And in the RWU press release I read at the top of this radar, they specifically praised Bernie as one of a handful of progressives among wolves in sheep's clothing who, quote, have shown their willingness to fight for us. Interestingly, Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio have also said Congress shouldn't crush unions with this rail deal and shouldn't intervene at all. And Josh Hawley, making another bid for right populism, said, quote, I will absolutely not support it without some sick leave. But Chuck Schumer reportedly already has 60 votes to pass the legislation without Bernie, Marco, Ted, or Josh, making it unclear whether this sudden Republican interest in standing with unions is sincere or performative itself. But with most progressives and squad members unwilling to even performatively stand with workers and vote down the legislation in the House, I'm inclined to give credit where credit is due. We are experiencing an unholy alliance between government and private industry. and its goal is to force workers to bend the knee to the profit motive. Monday, 400 business groups wrote Congress demanding that it intervene and prevent a strike, pointing to the apocalyptic economic consequences of not doing so. And it seems the corporate captured government, as always, is doing big businesses' bidding. Railroad monopolists have done to railways what venture capitalists have done to so many essential industries, including healthcare. Strip it bare for profit, ignoring that railways are not just the playthings of private industry, but a collective good intended to service a nation. Our rail workers deserve better, and if forced into an agreement, the public should be ready to support them in an unauthorized wildcat strike, if that's what they choose to do. Not turn against them just because a strike means your Christmas gifts might be out of stock. The best gift we can give this holiday season might just be the gift of solidarity, especially since the most union-friendly president since FDR doesn't seem to know what that word even means.
No, he doesn't know what it means, and he's not pro-union, and it is performative what the Republicans are doing, and Chuck Schumer is a traitor to labor and the public, so what more can I say? It's pretty clear cut. Brianna knocked it out of the park there. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree with her. I expect this in other sectors too. I mean, this is just one of the first sectors that we've, anybody who's seriously going to rise up in a wildcat strike in the future, this is exactly going to be the outcome of it. I mean, and this is going to be, this is the first time we're seeing them apply this pressure. They're going to keep doing this shit. They are not pro-union. They're poor corporations, and corporations will never be pro-union.
Yeah.
By the definition of corporation.
I remember a long time ago when they negotiated that contract without sick leave. My dad was still alive.
They want 15 days. And they're fucking Nancy's, I'm going to fight for 7, and we know at the end of the day what happens to these fucking bills. They get what they might get 3.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it now. They might get 3 at the end of the damn day, which is sickening because how much time do those fat cats get off?
I don't think they're going to get shit.
2 months off when he and his husband had a baby.
I know. I don't think they're going to get shit. Back when they originally negotiated way back when, my dad even said, it's a mistake. They took the sick leave out and they opted to take more money. And
I remember that.
It was a mistake to do that. And here we are today in inflation 2022 and everything's fallen apart. And now, 126 grand doesn't go as far as you think it might, considering all the expenses that come with that. No. So, if you're again, it's ridiculous. The amount of money the railroads are making is sickening. It'll make you blush. And if they stripped away 1 million of that profit, they could take care of the sick leave for these workers for a couple of years easy. So again, what do you got here? Is this a United Spot?
Some AI. No.
Oh, AI. Oh, good.
AI.
Railroad worker AI or what?
Well, they don't need us anymore.
This huge robot works on Japan's railways. Small robots are carrying cars away, and a humanoid robot has shocked officials. Here are the most impressive new robots and AIs, which I'll prove are real to avoid any doubt. Amica already uses AI for speech and will soon be walking around.
I have seen prototype legs in the Engineered Arts Lab. The design of my legs is inspired by the robot Byron. It has unique mechanical properties that allow it to walk without using too much energy.
Maybe Boston Dynamics robots will start singing and form a band. This huge robot helps repair railways in Japan. It's currently controlled by workers using VR headsets. This one has 4 legs to cover any terrain, strong arms, and wheels for high-speed travel.
Can I have one?
Oh, and a very strange demo video.
Oh, that's so creepy.
And Clone Robots is taking pre-orders for its robot, which mimics the human body. This updated arm is impressively dexterous, with 36 electro-hydraulic valves and pressure sensors. They plan to deliver the upper body next year. I could see it moving fluidly like this guy's head. Robots are carrying away badly parked cars in China, harvesting apples, and cleaning bathrooms. This cheese-turning robot flips and brushes 5,000 wheels of cheese every week. And this drone with arms can work in hard-to-reach areas. Robot birds are flying more naturally. This one tucks in its wings on the upstroke.
Oh, the CIA will be happy about
Robots are
that.
becoming really
Yeah.
popular. I love how these
It's
two
harder to
interact.
spot to shoot down.
Nah, this
Oh, how
is your
cute.
pet bot.
Not.
And more people are building
Ooh,
their
I like
own
that one.
robots.
Yeah.
This guy made a hexapod and gave it eyes for depth perception and face tracking.
Face tracking.
And look at this awesome thing. People are going to be making every kind of robot. This Google robot uses a language AI like the ones I talk to for planning and reasoning. Here it was told, I've spilt my Coke, throw it away and bring me something to clear up. The brains are ahead of the robotics. And these robots will really come alive when they can talk like Google's new AI. How can you tell the difference between dogs and trees?
Because dogs bark and trees don't.
Why is it funny?
Because it's a pun.
Oh, shit.
Like a dog bark / tree bark.
The answer was
That's
that you
an
can
AI
tell by their
robot.
bark.
Oh,
Yeah.
I get it now. The trick is to look at the bark.
The difference in expectation is what makes it funny.
Does this make it a
Those
good
are
test for
avatars.
AI?
Yes, this aspect of humor is often used as a test for AI.
AIs like this try to predict the next word, and to do that, there's a lot they need to understand.
You have all these emergent properties, understanding of, chemistry, physics, human nature. You have to understand a lot about the world to make that prediction.
People are just not aware that this technology is moving so quickly.
And that includes governments. They were shocked by the state of AI. 2 of them were terrified, and they'd only seen a glimpse of what AI can do.
From a painting to a performance or poem, my art practice includes all of the above.
Is that one of the
In the
jurors?
previous video, AI threatened me, and some people couldn't believe it was real. It's like when Boston Dynamics robots first started dancing, and people thought it was fake. I posted full records in the description, and it's been checked by an interesting expert with access to my machine. Michael's research at Oxford suggests that if we don't change course, it's likely that AI will wipe us out when it takes catastrophic shortcuts to achieve its goals.
The likely behavior of something that's very advanced and trying to accrue rewards would stop at nothing to try to do that.
That's pretty creepy. So that's Digital Engine. They have 325K subs over on YouTube. I like some of their videos. Go check it out if you want to watch the end of that one.
Yeah, I think you brought that because of all the talk about the robots in San Francisco that they just
Well, no,
authorized.
not just that. Yeah, they said, no, we're not going to let them have bullets. We're just going to arm them with explosives. But I brought that because the whole point of these labor, strikes even 10 years in the future, they won't need us. Did you see they have the railways in Japan? They're using, these computers. These
We're
AIs
screwed.
so
It's okay.
we're screwed. We're fighting for crumbs when we don't even realize they're about to stomp on us.
Yeah, we've been warned by some, pretty sharp people that AI has the potential and possibility of taking over the planet and swatting us away like crickets. Or,
Stephen Hawking's predicted it. I
Yeah.
mean, some of the
Stephen
men on the planet.
Stephen Hawking's predicted it, and then Bill Gates and Elon Musk just used that. They didn't predict it. They just copied Stephen Hawking.
Look at how smart I am.
Yeah, not so much. Breaking news just in.
Breaking.
Correction, 5 p.m. This is Newsweek. They reported that, I guess AOC voted against it. So they made a correction on the 30th at 5 p.m. that an earlier version of this article incorrectly reported that Representative Alexandria Cortez voted against legislation aimed at blocking the rail strike. AOC voted, but this is habitual for
how fucking convenient. Like, we're just gonna put it out there, blast all the idiots that still read Newsweek, and I used to read Newsweek. I know I was one of those idiots, and then they're never gonna know the damn difference when we retracted back in the far back page 9. This is intentional. This was not an accident.
David Michael, he was very dispassionate, and he said fuck Newsweek and fuck AOC. What's the saying about a lie traveling around the world while the truth is putting its shoes on? David, absolutely. Speaking of truth, here's one. The Ghislaine Maxwell trial is over. Why haven't there been any arrests of her clients? Because her clients are running the government. I believe that with all my heart.
They are. Yeah, there's nothing to believe. It's
They are running the government. Now, I don't put a lot on Twitter, but when I do, I try to do a good job. This one, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Union Buster in Chief. And I think I've got like 100 or so
that's a great
hearts
one.
on that. Yeah,
you did a good job on that.
Yeah,
one.
and I didn't even cut them out well. But anyway, thanks to everybody that gave me a little love on that, because he is the Union Buster in Chief. He's a liar, and he is not pro-labor. He is against labor, and he is for the corporations and the donors that he gets all his money from. You brought this one. We share two brains because I had it in the deck somewhere, and you put it up here nicely.
Okay, yeah, I had to put my glasses on to see it because it's so small. It says, let's put it this way. For 3 years, I flew a flag in front of my house that said impeach Trump. If Trump runs against Biden in 2024, I'll take some of my back pay and give it to Trump. I feel betrayed by Biden. And John Furman says, from a railroad worker in Ohio this morning, Comrade Misty Putin answers back, I mean, Trump doesn't give a shit about them either. And that's the point, right?
Yeah, that's a duopoly, two sides of the same coin. They're going to fuck you at the drive-thru. You know, it is. And I like this one. You got Mariah Carey.
She's here.
She's here. Oh, my God. You brought this lovely one.
I think I've actually heard it a couple of times so far.
This is imagery. I don't think we'll get in trouble for this. So
yeah, we won't say anything more about it, but well, that's the last time I bite the Christmas tree lights. Yeah, I've had a few cats do that.
That's not our new cat, but we're watching.
Oh, you do have a new cat, right? I love this one though, the table football Pfizer edition.
Yeah, the Pfizer edition.
Foosball.
Yeah, the foosball. Isn't that sad? That's a sad commentary on what's happening with things out there.
It's satire.
Satire alert. Now you brought Steve Ducey. Is this Karine slapping him down again?
This might as well be fucking satire too. Go ahead.
Okay, here we go. Karine is gonna slap down Ducey again, right?
On another subject, when are you guys gonna delete the White House Twitter account?
Why would we do that?
Well, you're saying that you're keeping an eye on Twitter because it might not be a suitable platform, so why use it?
Look, I want to be very clear here. The president has always said, and he has been very, very clear in his belief that it is important of social media platforms to continue to take steps to reduce hate speech and misinformation. And will continue to say that. But media platforms make independent choices about their information that they present. And so, look, I don't have anything to share on any policy or any changes that we will be making. We have multiple platforms, as you know, that we utilize to communicate with the American people.
I think she whiffed that one.
Oh my God, she whips it constantly. But I thought that was a hilarious question from him. When are you going to delete your guys' Twitter? Because, you know, they're all out there like, oh, we're going to delete our Twitter. Why don't we hit this one here that says when Grandpa had a little too much eggnog?
Let's does that work? Oh, okay.
That does work.
Okay. Oh, thank you, Chanda. I appreciate it.
You get happy.
Yeah, I gotta watch that again. That was so good. That's me, guys. Yeah, very nice. Thank you. Payback.
You kind of got the Trump hair there going on there. I swear I didn't reface Trump. That's just the way it was.
Chanda does this for me, and then she comes in with one of hers when she was a teenager. Yeah, thanks a lot, Chanda.
Hey, I didn't make this. Somebody else did. Hey, I want to shout out Crazy Puppet. Welcome. So glad to see you in the chat. And Rob Juno. Strength and love, guys. Peace
thanks,
to all
Rob.
of us.
Oh, yeah, we do.
To us all.
We're trying to have a little satire and a little fun. It's been a hell of a week, as you all know, with the news. But I started working on this deck on Monday, and I was over at Rising, and they had Teslin Figueroa.
You're killing me with the Rising.
I know, but it was Teslin Figueroa, and she was really good. But here's what happened, Chanda. You know,
Okay.
Sister Sabby, she's on it. And
Okay.
it seems like Sister Sabby likes to pick some of the same stories, some of the stories that you and I like to pick. So I have this in the deck. I'm getting ready to cut it. And then all of a sudden, I'm watching Savvy's live stream the other day, and she covers it. So I'm just going to give this from Rising as the introduction for Teslin Figueroa, so you know who she is and everything. And then I'll cut over to the Sabby clip after the
Okay,
next
that
one.
works. That works.
That way everybody knows who this woman is, who is making some pretty profound statements, which are coming.
On January 3rd, when the next Congress will assemble, Republicans are expected to have 222 seats in the House, compared to an estimated 213 seats for Democrats. A new Republican House Speaker will need to be elected, and the GOP only has 4 Republican votes to spare. Current House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy has already announced his bid for Speaker, but faces pushback from 5 members of his own party, including Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz, who said McCarthy lacks credibility across every spectrum of the GOP and is not a capable fighting force for the American people.
Representatives Ralph Norman of South Carolina and Andy Biggs of Arizona are 2 other hard no's. Bob Good of Virginia and Matt Rosendale of Montana have also voiced dissent but could still be persuaded. Joining us now to discuss is host of Straight Shot No Chaser podcast, Teslin Figueroa. Welcome, Teslin.
Thank you so much. Always glad to be.
Okay, you got introduced to Teslin. Now
Okay.
we're gonna play Sabrina Salvati did a killer segment. She knocked it out of the park again, and she covered exactly what I wanted to cover, but she did it better, of course.
Sabby says.
Sabby says.
And all about funneling your money up and selling you a dream. My problem is not that I don't understand strategy. I run a strategic communications firm. I get strategy. I understand that things take time. My problem is, Bree, that they went out and lied to these people. They went out and lied to the progressive movement. They lied to folks who were poor, middle class, working class, and promised them a dream. I cannot stand a voluntary lie.
Let's pause there for just a second. That's the part that really frustrates me the most, too. They took money from poor people, working class people, and some middle class people. They took, for me, it's the people who were working class and the people who were poor, seeing the looks on their faces when Bernie Sanders came to town, seeing the looks on people's faces when AOC, people who volunteered and canvassed for AOC and all of them. Nick quit his job to canvass for Bernie Sanders. Seeing the looks on people's faces, given the last that they had, and watching these politicians, these so-called progressive politicians, happily take their money and not have any care in the world, knowing that they're not doing any of those things that they ran on. They have no care in the world. Cori Bush is out here publishing books, but she ain't did shit. This is a problem. And so it's really frustrating. It's so upsetting. I saw so many people who had so much hope and so much belief and really thought that things were going to change and these were going to be the people to do it. And to see them just take money from poor people and working class people and not give 2 shits and ignore their constituents and pretend like these people do not exist. It's fucked up. It's wrong. And for people who will tell me, well, you are a secret right wing because you're criticizing the squad. Fuck that. I know the people who gave them their last. I know the people who waited out in the fucking cold with me and 10,000 other people to listen to Bernie Sanders at Boston Common. I know the people who were going around knocking on doors, getting people to donate, who were phone banking, getting people to donate to AOC. I know those people. None of those people are wealthy. Most of those people are not even upper middle class, barely middle class. So yes, they fucked over poor people, and I have a problem with that. And if you don't have a problem with that, chances are you probably weren't fucked over. Period.
As Biden volunteered to pass, to have the back of black people that nobody asked him to do, whether it is the progressives, Bernard Sanders, and everybody else that had people crying in the stands, giving their last $2, whether it is on the Trump side of selling people on hopes and dreams of some magical wall that would be paid for by Mexico. I cannot stand the volunteer lie. These people know exactly what they're doing. They're worse than the moderates because you're taking the last $2 from the poor and working class, knowing damn well that once you get in the office, you're going to flip the script. And
that's right. Thank you. Say it again. Say it again. See, this is why when we say this at RBN, yes, they are worse than the moderates because the moderates don't pretend to be something they're not. They don't go around telling you they're running a grassroots campaign.
Yep.
You know exactly who their donors are. They'll happily say, thank you, Goldman Sachs. Thank you, Wells Fargo. Nancy Pelosi ain't out here trying to pretend like she running a grassroots campaign. But these people, they went to these low-income, poor neighborhoods and they took money from people. It's a hot mess.
Because you're taking the last $2 from the poor and working class, knowing damn well that once you get in the office, you're going to flip the script. And that's the problem that I have. Why not run on the truth? Why not run on the fact that saying, hey, we're going to get in, it's going to take us time. But they did not do that. They sold a hope and dream and a con game. And that is why I have such an issue with the progressive movement.
Yay.
Yeah, nailed it. Sabby. You know, I don't cut those just because Sabby swears a little bit more in those segments, but that
I like that, though.
I do too. She's showing her passion and she does care with all my heart. I believe that she does.
Makes her real. And we're real.
And we're real. We're not
pisses you off
yeah.
and you drop F-bombs when you're pissed. And I got to tell you guys, I'm ashamed to even admit to all the things that I did for Bernard. You know, I can't believe I was that stupid and that duped to travel across the country. I mean, the meetings, oh my God, every day, I can go back and look at my planners for 2016 and 2017. And every fucking day I had some meeting, some online training, some, you know, and so many people did. And we spent our last dime to be there for him, to get across. I basically hitchhiked across the fucking country. You know, I got into a strange van and I went across the country with a bunch of strangers to Philadelphia. It was a nightmare when you have that many egos and people you don't know together. There was 25 of us. And I mean, it was tough. But I did it. I sucked it up because if he was willing to fight for us, goddammit, and fix the future for our children, then I was willing to suck it up and do what I had to do to support him. And so were the other 100,000 people that were in the streets of Philadelphia. And that doesn't mention the people from coast to coast that sent their $2, their $5 when their Social Security came in. You know,
Good point.
Tear up just like Sabby because it was my life and it pisses me off. And you and I were just talking about it's even hard to even wear or look at your Bernie shit anymore, your Bernie gears. We have so many hoodies, sweatshirts, cups, you know, just that's what we did for years. And we see it for the truth.
Yeah, I you know, Teslin and Sabby, you know, emphasize on the poor people. Well, I consider a lot of older people poor too, because they're just fucked when they're retired.
Living on a fixed income.
Yeah, they live on a fixed income, and they gave to that asshole. Yep. And anybody that wants to debate or discuss or have a talk about what Bernie Sanders did and what he's doing now, bring it on, because we got two people right here that'll have that discussion with you. Now, Bernie has cemented a place with all the knives
in hell
in my back, our backs. It's right next to Barack Obama. That's a big knife in my back. Now I've got a Bernie Sanders knife in my back. And he's still going out there, performative bullshit. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Fuck you, retire. Go do your books.
No, he's the one pulling the strings. He's not going to retire. And I got a prediction for you guys. We sure have been seeing a lot of fucking Hillary Clinton lately. We keep saying they can't go another 4 years with Biden. What are they going to do?
How about a Clinton-Obama ticket?
Oh, my God. I mean, they're not going away, Obama or Clinton. So you never know.
No, you never know. Bernard Sanders, please retire, because you're taking away news time from rail worker strikes. And not that they'd ever get it. But
there'll just be another one that rises to the top, as you know that.
We need to talk about the issues instead of these drama games with these cucks in Congress who are lying to you every single fucking day. They are the enemy. And we're going to take a little breath break here, I think, with a United spot because Oz doesn't have as much oxygen these days. So here we go. I haven't seen this. Is this good?
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead. What's going on with the rising inflation? Well, inflation is inflation, okay? And every inflation is different. For example, inflation on the moon is different than inflation on Earth. She's doing it! You go, girl! Worst approval rating in history, Tootie. What's your question? Well, it's more of an observation, but what's the plan? Well, we're obviously working together so we can work together to get the work done while we're working together on the work that we're working on. Tootie, do you still live with Mrs. Garrett? Okay, I knew she was gonna be good, but I didn't know she was gonna be this good. Tootie, gas continues to rise. What is the president doing to change this? I've misplaced my spoon. There are plenty of extra spoons around here. How many can you find before I do? Are you just reading the back of a Captain Crunch box? She's doing it! She's really doing it! Go ahead. What's the president doing about baby formula? Ever heard of breastfeeding? Huh? No more questions.
Might as well. They might as well.
It might as well.
It might as well.
They can't give a straight answer. They step on anybody that asks real questions. And I'm not saying that douchey asks real questions all the time, but there are a lot of other reporters who do. But this just in.
If they would allow them, I mean, look at the clip I brought 2 weeks ago when they.
Oh hell yeah!
Anybody
I hear
asks
ya.
any real questions, they reprimand them like it's second fucking grade, and you interrupted the teacher.
It's horrible, and don't be chumps and suckers anymore. I put a Twitter up that says America, the land of the sock puppets. I can't take it anymore. But this just in from the Yum Yum. Biden resigns to join rail workers, vows to strike when the time is right. From the Yum Yum.
That's your best Yum Yum yet.
You like that Yum Yum? I wasn't sure about it, but I think that's a good Yum Yum because we are.
Because he actually went. Did you see the video? And I looked for it to bring it, but I couldn't find it. You know, Macron is in town, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, they're standing out there, and it's a big ceremony, and they're on a stage podium, kind of, I don't know, on the West Lawn or something, and Biden turns around and he's facing the opposite direction. He's looking back at the house, and the whole crowd is out in front of him, like in folding chairs. And Macron has to spin him around and tell him, "No, look this way." Like,
oh yeah, matter of fact,
how fucking embarrassing is that shit?
They were promoting the state dinner the other night with Macron, and instead I substituted pasta snuck in as Biden, and I snuck in as me as Macron. So anyway, crazy puppet, thank you so much. Gamer coined a new alias, Burnout, and man, am I burned out. I don't want to see that guy on camera again. He needs to go and play with his grandkids and shoot hoops or whatever. It's ridiculous. You want to know who
burned out?
You want to know who the real criminals are? You brought this, right?
I did. Yeah, the war criminals, the guys that expose their war crimes. Exactly. That's the difference. That's how you tell the difference.
That's how you tell the difference. And they are the criminals.
Oh, hit play on this one. I forgot what this one does. Let's see what this one does.
This plays? Oh,
yeah,
I forgot.
They all play.
I forgot. We need to, I'm going to start converting these into GIFs.
Well, no, it's been hard to do.
I'll do it. Oh, you look good there. Is this when we were like 8 and 7?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. I'm still shaking my head.
Well, Oz was born before they had cars, so we had to take a sled everywhere.
Thank you very little. I appreciate that so much. Thanks, everybody. We got a lot of people playing in here tonight, so we are going to. Oh my God! Oh, you didn't bring the view. You brought Jimmy.
I had to bring Jimmy going after these dumb people at the beavers. That's what I call them. That's normally what I call the view. And the whole Balenciaga. And I know I've been doing reports on Balenciaga. I'm sure everybody in the chat knows about this story.
Oh God, yeah.
Well, let's hear Jimmy going after the poo. Let's hear about Jimmy going after the poo.
The poo. At least it's not Dr. Jill Biden being the Surgeon General again, right?
Oh, God.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Why not?
So fashion house Balenciaga, a very, posh, is under fire for a controversial fetish-themed ad campaign featuring child models, okay? Balenciaga blames the production company for the ads. They have a kid posing with S&M stuff. But the set designer says Balenciaga executives were on the set. They knew what was happening. Are they taking a page from Trump's notebook and saying, I didn't know nothing. I know nothing.
Oh my God.
That's the best you can do to tie Trump to this? That wasn't good enough, Joy. That's the best way you can tie Trump to this? Okay, here we go.
Nothing, I say nothing. What's going on here?
I found this ad campaign particularly distasteful in this moment. So there's
I like how she refers to it as distasteful.
You got to be kidding me.
She calls it distasteful. Okay.
Anti-LGBTQ sentiment right now, and how it's being framed is as portraying, trans people as groomers. This is a term you'll hear on the far right. They're groomers. This is where you get the anti-drag queen stuff that we're seeing.
So that's Alyssa Farah Griffin, and she's bringing the focus on what's really important here. It's not that the kids were put in an S&M themed bondage ad deliberately. It's that it might add fuel to the fire about groomers, which is a totally made up right-wing thing. Except for this one Balenciaga ad, which I guess shows it's not. You tell me. You got anything to say, Craig, yet? You can jump in anytime you want. I'm going to stop and start this video. It's unbelievable.
I'm just lost for words. I don't know what I can say about this thing. Please.
Let's continue.
I just think it's weird that they're saying the term distasteful.
Distasteful.
This is beyond distasteful. This is exploiting children. That's not distasteful. That's criminal. Back to Jimmy.
Child models, they said, by the way. These child models. No, these are children.
These are children. Child models. So let's get a running start at this because I think what she's saying deserves.
They're groomers. This is where you get the.
I don't even know you're allowed to say that word. Okay, let's see what she says.
As portraying, trans people as groomers. This is a term you'll hear on the far right. They're groomers. This is where you get the anti-drag queen stuff that we're seeing. So Balenciaga played right into their hands by having kids in a sexualized manner, carrying something that represents, sex acts. I think it was a really bad misstep at a moment where it's just kind of a dangerous time to even give credence to those kind of insane.
So it's not what Balenciaga did. It's that Balenciaga gave credence to. They're not bad people at Balenciaga putting kids in S&M ads. It's that it helped someone else who's bad. Do you see that? Thanks a lot, Balenciaga. You're giving credence to these insane takes that rich elites are satanic creeps. And what's worse, people may trust child drag shows even less now.
Oh my God. Yeah, Alyssa Farah is not a good reporter or anything, so in my opinion.
Right. We used to talk shit about her when she was on Rising, and I love President Jesus's comment was she's too stupid for Rising, and she was.
She was.
She absolutely was. She still is, and she's just a talking mouthpiece for the Illuminati cabal. I mean, that's what it sounded like. She's fucking defending them, like, oh no, you'll get people to buy into the whole Q thing, and then regular people don't fucking like this shit. I can tell you, everyday Americans are just like scratching their head, like, what the fuck is this about? When you know what it's really about, it's scary, and that's where the whole Q psyop comes in. And I absolutely believe that Q was a psyop. It was a way to control the right that they didn't have control over on Trump,
Well, they've been sexualizing children ever since I was a kid. But now they're trying to, in my opinion, they're trying to normalize it and get away with it.
They've always tried to normalize it.
What was that? What somebody referenced the Brooke Shields movie that she did when she was
Blue Lagoon.
Yeah, it was the other one. Pretty Baby.
Oh, Pretty Baby.
That was horrible.
But it was art. It was always under the guise of it's art, and that's what they're trying to say here.
Yeah,
you're stifling art, and the rich love their child bondage art. We know that from the fucking Podesta WikiLeaks emails. And if you go and you research those two brothers, Podesta and his brother, they are sick, twisted motherfuckers with this art that they put up on their walls. We've done deep dives into it. They're over on Rockfin from a couple of years ago, back when there was a lot of things that we could show you and talk about on YouTube. That YouTube used to have some really deep crevices. If Julie, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But since they, cleaned shit up for the last couple of years,
Yeah,
it's hard
really
to get
cleaned it
information
up.
on this stuff on YouTube. So you have to go over to Rockfin where they talk about truth.
What's this Babylon Bee thing?
Babylon Bee. So Bal distanced himself from Balenciaga, but Kim K won't, and neither will Nicole Kidman. But hey, she kind of grew up in that. If you know about Holly Weird, you know about Nicole Kidman's connections to a ring in Australia that apparently her father was involved in. There's a lot of accusations out there about it. So there is a deep dive on Nicole Kidman, which is crazy because she did Eyes Wide Shut, Stanley Kubrick's film, about the elite and their ritualistic shit. So it's kind of weird that she didn't come out and distance herself from this. But at that level, you are completely consumed by corporations. They control your money, how your money moves, where your money goes, how much more money you're getting. I mean, look at Ye. He opens his mouth and they take fucking billions from him every damn time. So, I don't know why this is a shocker.
Well, you coined it a couple weeks. It is pedo wood. And so is our pedo Congress. And so is all of them, and just leave our kids alone, for Christ's sake.
They never will, though.
So anyway, this is this is Blowlinsky, right? This is
Blowlinsky. They lost some money. We can't track the money that's going into Ukraine anymore.
What the
Just
hell?
a couple billion. I don't know, like 20 billion.
Yeah, no, enough to fit in a couple of suitcases, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Are you shocked?
No.
Credit card debt is at an all-time high. We just learned that billions of dollars that we sent to Ukraine is lost. It's gone. We don't know where it is. So we've sent $91 billion. And this weekend we learned that the Biden administration is now admitting that it cannot find $20 billion of this money. $20 billion in Ukraine. Probably, personally, I don't even think they know where all of it has gone to begin with. They said 20 billion. I think it's probably more than that. But let's play along.
I tend to agree.
And say that they're just basically saying it's 20 billion. I frankly, I know, look, maybe you call me a conspiracy theorist, that's fine. We've spent 91 billion there. I think they almost don't know where all of that is.
Do you know what I think they're sitting here saying that they've lost track of 20 billion. They haven't told us where any of it is gone, but what I think is happening is they've lost track of where it stopped going into their pockets. It stopped going into their accounts that they were putting it in over there, which means probably some of the upper level Ukrainian people are stealing this money or something. Remember when Afghanistan, they had pallets of money and people were just walking in, taking cash out whenever they wanted to, just grabbing it. It's one of those things. They've lost track of it, getting tracked back to them is what's happening.
Well, and it's amazing they don't have an audit. Democrats, and by the way, Rand Paul was calling for an audit and Democrats fought it. What are you trying to hide? Rand Paul is saying, shouldn't we have an accounting so we don't repeat what happened in Afghanistan here? And Democrats said no.
Completely reasonable request. Completely. And logical. Really. Why wouldn't you? It's like everything else. I want to know where the origin of the vid came from. I want to know where all this money is that they're dumping on Ukraine.
They don't know. That's what they're saying. They don't have no way of tracking time.
I want to know about this. Now, this has been big deal for the last 48 hours. Matt Taibbi dropped the receipts from the Democratic Party that they were colluding with the Twitter bosses, social media, and other ones. I'm just going to... The Democrats, meanwhile, complained that the companies are inept. They let conservatives muddy the water and make Biden campaign look corrupt, even though Biden is innocent. Biden is not innocent of anything. And I got to tell you, I am delighted. I'm delighted that maybe Tara Reid will get some justice and some other women.
Yes.
So we're encouraging all women who were assaulted sexually by the President of the United States to report to the line, please. Now, what president that is, who knows? But I got to tell you, Matt Taibbi dropped it over on Twitter, and he got a bunch of shit from some of the bigger shit libs in media and corporate media. I just want to go through this list very quickly behind us. And let me see if I can get us to scroll. I only do this with combos, so I'm doing it with you tonight. It's special. But anyway,
I'm not the biggest Taibbi fan. Yeah, we'll get into that.
I'm gonna take. Some of his stuff's really good. Ben Collins, imagine throwing it all away to do PR work for the richest person in the world, humiliating. Well, Ben, you can fuck off. Chris Hayes, watching some of the most famous, most powerful, richest men red pill themselves into disaster. Pretty wild. Sorry, Chris, you're nice and tall, but I'd take you on. Mehdi Hassan, imagine volunteering to do the PR work for the richest man in the world on Friday night in service of nakedly and cynically right-wing narratives, and then pretend you're speaking truth to power. Mehdi, that's just like too many words in that. You could have, don't show us how dumb you are. Watching Matt's unbelievable fall into lazy reactionary commentator and now PR for the world's richest man is depressing. Do you notice a pattern here with these things that they're saying?
Can I tell you? I want to push back a little bit on you because some of this I don't disagree with.
You can't push back. I got the mute button.
It's Elon. Okay, go ahead. It's Elon for one. So I could see why he's being called out for doing the bidding of the richest man in the world. For two, and I'm going to take Sister Amber's side on this because I agree. This was shit we already knew. So it's not like a big, whistleblower, WikiLeaks in your face. We already fucking knew this. We told you guys the week before the election in 2020 that the Hunter Biden laptop was real and that it wasn't going to go away no matter how much the Dems tried to clear it off Twitter, tried to fucking hide it, because we went and we took a look at it.
That was
firsthand.
Over 2 years ago.
Over 2 fucking years ago. But we called it. I said, mark my words. This
yes,
is not
you did.
going
I
away.
remember. Yep.
And I'm going to go find that video. So I just kind of feel like this is really a big nothing, okay, we knew that. But you did have a good argument, and that is?
The receipts are here. We have the receipts for this and more to come. And I think one of the things that I got to hammer this, I want to know where the vid came from. I want to know what's going on in Ukraine and Russia. I want to find out the origins of Russiagate for sure. I want those receipts, not just conjecture.
Oh, the Steele dossier.
The Steele dossier, which the Democrats paid for. Okay.
Right, which
they paid
crap.
for.
Yeah.
But this is important, and I think that people are saying this is a nothing burger. Sorry, I'm going to disagree with you. This is a something burger, and it's going to be a gift that keeps on giving.
You might be right, but as far as Matt Taibbi, yeah, I do agree that he sold. He was, I could see why Elon chose him.
Well, I can too, because he probably was one of the few who were willing to do it. I'm thinking Matt Taibbi, Aaron Matei, Glenn Greenwald. Which one?
Well, I know
that
Elon quotes Glenn a good bit, so it makes me wonder if maybe he did try to go to Glenn first.
I'm damn well going to bet you that he went to Glenn first.
Yeah, that's just my speculation. I'm just thinking that.
I am too.
I'll bet you he went to Glenn first.
So anyway, I hope all of our.
And Glenn said, "Fuck that! I ain't doing anything for the richest man on the planet."
He's doing his work over on System. What is it called? System Update, and he's doing a good job over there. So again, it's our job as analysts, in my opinion, to question the narrative of the story. Especially when it comes from the very same people that got us into Vietnam, got us into all these wars, got us into 20-year wars and 9/11.
Mainstream America is like shocked now, like, oh my God, the Hunter Biden laptop is real. I guess it was too hard on Twitter, and I should, leave the Democrats. I don't think that's what's going to happen.
No, they're giving them bits, and it's social conditioning once again, Chanda. They're giving them now that they can handle handle it, they'll think about it for a few days and then they'll forget it. Like I told you in the green room,
yeah.
my position is we are just a microcosm of the big picture in this country. Social media, particularly.
No, you're right. You're right.
Particularly in, social media, what we try and do here. But I'm going to call it like I see it every time, and I want you and Amber and everybody else to do that too. Keep doing it.
We are in a bubble.
Yeah, we are in a
sure.
bubble. We're in a bubble.
I want to shout out. We got a message from Sister Amber. She says, Oz, the cool channel and the nonprofit called Roar Media, I told you all this shit in real time, darling.
We know that.
You,
we know that. I told you that
that
last night. But telling me isn't handing me these receipts that are being shoved in the public's face.
Sure.
That's a good thing. So
I just don't think it'll make a difference. I mean, if WikiLeaks doesn't make a difference, then,
Yeah, I understand.
That's the thing.
Absolutely. I got this here from Linda. She made this is ASHHO Cultural Community Center. This is in Little Rock, Tumwater. It's a soul food, authentic Bengali cuisine. This is a local thing, just a shout out. It's a very local organization that caters events, but also sells meals to individuals. And those purchased meals are matched by ASHHO and given to hungry members of the community. You can also donate meals to anyone. I think it's $15 per meal, so you can donate in increments of $15 to help feed others. It's run by the Begums, who I met at the mosque. This group also has a cultural bazaar the first Saturday of each month, and I made a slide for that too, which is this, but I posted it on Twitter instead of putting it in the deck. She put it on the deck too, which we want to thank Linda. Anything that Linda wants to put on here, she does a great job with
heck
these.
yeah.
Thank you so much, Linda.
That's cool. So Tumwater, I've partied in Tumwater a couple times in my life.
I'm just all about feeding people.
Nice little seedy corner bar down by the river. Yeah.
I'm like, you know how I feel tonight? I feel like Mr. Oz Rogers here down in the corner. This is how I feel. The Netherlands police, get this. Now, I've got the video. I uploaded it. I didn't bring it in. I don't think I did. No, I didn't. But they're using heavy machinery to tip over tractors with farmers inside of them when protesters peacefully stand against the machines. The police drag them back into black vans. Portland much?
Yeah, Portland a couple of years ago. Yeah,
shocking Chinese-style protest enforcement in a supposed Western liberal democracy. Now, this is in the Netherlands, and it was really a horror show because I watched the video, but they take these big tractors and knock these farmers over. So this is like militarizing your police against farm equipment. So they're going to be using their robots. They're going to be using this shit. So get ready for what you're going to do. Meanwhile,
they're a force of the state, and we know that.
Yeah. So we need to figure out ways to change this, and I think it is networking and unifying the country, the people in solidarity. Now, I'm not a Lorraine Bobbitt. Is that her name? Bobbitt?
No, Lorraine Bobbitt's the one who cut her husband's penis off.
God, I got a one-track mind here. I'm sorry. So this is what's your name? Is Bobert or something?
Lauren Bobert.
Lauren
right?
Bobert. 220, 221. Anyway, she caught one of the things, and I don't usually platform this person at all, but she made a point here that I had to agree with.
Even a broken clock's right.
This is bullshit.
Y'all aren't going to believe this. With 40-year record high inflation and millions crossing our southern border, what is the House of Representatives working on? Well, yesterday, Democrats voted to name a room in the Capitol complex after Nancy Pelosi. I can't think of anything less important or, frankly, anyone less deserving. How about you?
No, I can't. Who's less deserving than Nancy Pelosi? She bought that room. That's why they put it in there. Yeah.
Did they really have to vote on that shit? I mean, come on.
They voted on changing daylight savings time, and they voted to honor a basketball team Meanwhile, people are in the streets starving to death. They can't.
Yeah, we can't vote for health care. We can't. It's not time.
Fucking worthless Congress. They're terrible.
They're really not worthless. They serve a purpose.
Yeah,
and
the donor
that is
class.
To be
Yeah,
the lubricant between the donor class and us. Yeah.
God, she said lubricant. I got it.
Lubricant.
I'm thinking Astroglide for the Richies.
The other day, I dropped moist like 10 times in a day. It was a glorious day. I don't even know why. It was just kept coming up.
God in heaven. What is this United Spot or E-Trade Travel? Which one?
United Spot, I think. But it's
okay,
cute.
let's see what we got here.
I've been in politics for 47 years. Ran for president 3 times, and a guy named Corn Pop. I've done deals with China, Russia, and the Ukraine. I've plagiarized, supersized, but nothing could prepare me for this Christmas miracle.
Hey, Joe, wake up. There's some kids who want to sit on your lap.
Hey, I'm up. Yeah, I'm gonna get my leg hair rubbed, doo-dah.
Hey, Joe, I was planning on resigning and wondered if you had a job for me.
Hey, aren't you already working for me? All right, what do you want?
I want to be chief medical advisor.
All right, done.
All right, I want everyone to wear a mask.
You want everyone to wear a mask?
Are you crazy? Masks don't work.
Masks don't work?
Of course masks work.
Masks work?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
You're not a doctor?
Of course I'm a doctor. Hey, Joe, truth or dare?
I'll take truth.
Do you think Michelle is pretty?
Actually, I'll take dare. There's not gonna be any Christmas this year, dude.
No friends, no families, no nothing.
If I see you with a Christmas tree, you're going to jail. What do you want?
I want Bill to look at me like he looks at Monica.
All right, and I want to be president. What do you want?
I want to take everybody's guns.
Hey, you're hired.
Hey, is it 420 yet, bro? I want everyone to stand 6 feet apart.
Does 6 feet apart work?
Yes, 6 feet apart works.
All right, so everybody needs to stand 6 feet apart then.
I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
You're not a scientist?
Of course I'm a scientist.
Wait, what? Christmas is canceled, dude. If I see Santa Claus, I'm arresting him.
Yeah, let's fill those nursing homes up. I need a butt shine.
He needs a butt shine.
Oh my God! Remember Sherman and Peabody back in the day?
I do.
Wow, you are old.
I know.
Where are we going today, Mr. Peabody? Actually, Sherman, we are going all the way back to the 1960s when people had compassion and heart, and there were no cell phones or computers, and there was wicked cool music. Do you agree with that?
I do.
I do too.
I think there was their fair share of conspiracies and corruptions going on in the 60s for sure, though. I mean, that's almost like the start of a lot of what we're dealing with now.
Yeah, I think so too. And this gave me a little smirk because I think he's an excellent actor, but I think his politics suck. James Wood's going to sue the Democratic Party, right?
Yes, I had to bring this. This is salty cracker. Go getting a little salty about it.
Good. Get some salt. Amber had salty on her show last night.
Nice.
I can guarantee you one thing, more than anything else you'll ever hear in your life. I will be getting a lawyer. I will be suing the Democratic National Committee no matter what, whether I win or lose. I am going to stand up for the rights that every American, not a so-called celebrity. I'm not a celebrity. I'm hardly recognizable anymore because my career has been destroyed by these very people. And I will sue, and I'm hoping other people will sue. And if it turns out there are a lot of us on this list where the DNC targeted us, and I will quote the immortal words of Joseph Welch when he attacked Joe McCarthy for the enemies list he had, at long last, sir, have you no shame?
Yes.
President Biden, all of your saucy little operatives in the DNC who have targeted American citizens, have you, Mr. President, have all of you at last no shame?
Ooh, lads, nothing like a scorned Hades. Looks like James Woods is about to go full flamethrower hairdo and all over the DNC. That's right. Breaking news late this evening, of course, while we were doing our stream. Elon Musk cracked open a gigantic treasure trove of information flowing out of Twitter, revealing that, of course, everybody's favorite vajayjay was banning people on behalf of the federal government. Now, some people are saying, well, Donald Trump was in office during October 2020 when all this was happening. Yeah, Donald Trump was in office, but the office wasn't responding or respecting Donald. That's why Donald Trump's not in office anymore. He was completely undermined by everybody in there. And one of them was a bunch of people from within Washington, D.C. sending off information to Twitter saying, you better ban these people. You better ban them. And so Elon Musk gave a bunch of documents to Matt Taibbi. Matt Taibbi did something like a 30 Twitter thread and breaking it down, explaining how the JJ over here just happened to sneak behind Jack Dorsey's CEO back and ban people on behalf of the DNC. People who would say stuff about, oh, I don't know, COVID or masks or election integrity or all of the above. Maybe some Balenciaga. Maybe the fact that Joe Biden loves pizza. I don't know. Split hairs over here. But JJ was like, ban him. If you were upsetting the regime, if you were hampering the illegitimate establishment, you were going to get a gigantic ban hammer on the second largest social media platform in existence. And again, the CEO somehow missed it. Maybe he was on the roof, boys, doing hot yoga.
Okay, now this just supports my point once again. These are the receipts once again. Now,
ooh, piece of candy.
If they want to, or if they're inclined to, or if they have the evidence, which I think they do, because I believe what they did violates campaign finance laws.
Whatever. You believe that we could sue the DNC in 2017?
No.
Yeah, that's what I see here.
I believe
I see
that
the courts protected.
I believe that they violated campaign finance laws with another corporation.
Undoubtedly. Yeah.
And that's my point. So if they got the receipts, they can go after it. Now we got some.
But you know what? They'll say some stupid shit like, "Well, the DNC is a private charter.
Fuck the DNC. Yeah, I know. Fuck them.
It can dictate to corporations because of advertising standards who gets to stay and who gets to come because Twitter was a private entity.
It's collusion, and they
I just don't see the courts doing
They
shit
benefit. The DNC benefited obviously from doing the censorship with a private corporation. So they financially benefited. And I hope there's some hotshot lawyers out there that go after this. I really do. I do
too.
I want them
my heart
fried.
Still hurts for the Becks. You know, they put so much into exposing the DNC, and they really did do a service by taking that lawsuit. You know, how many times have we quoted the fact that they can go into a smoke-filled room and pick, you know,
they can pick whoever they want.
They can pick whoever they want.
And they're still we got Trump. We're going to indict him or whatever. Go then, fucking indict him and quit talking about it. You know,
quit talking about it and do it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have some fun. Skate off.
Skate off. You did a beautiful job on this. Isn't that great?
Thanks.
There's Jimmy and Steph. Jimmy, I don't know if Jimmy should be skating with his back to
I know.
Yeah.
It's just so peaceful when they skate together.
Yeah, it looks good. But anyway, this is not really a contest, but we're having some fun. Chanda, you did an excellent job here on this skate.
Thanks.
And I love the music. Let me get it queued up here and I'll go right into it. This is Chanda getting it done to Tomorrow Never Dies, right? Or No Time to Die. That's the name of this. No Time to Die.
No Time to Die.
This is a No Time to Die cover.
I a bloody road. We were a pair, but I saw you there. Too much to bear.
She's really
Were my
good.
life alive is far away from fear. Was I stupid to love you? Was I reckless to help? Was it obvious to everybody else that I'd fallen for a lie? You were never on my side. Fool me once, fool me twice. Are you there, the paradise? Now you never see me cry.
Wow.
There's just no time to die. Fool me once, fool me twice. Are you there, the paradise? Now you never see me cry. There's just no time to die.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Oh,
Yeah, that was
so
nice.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I just got to say it was beautiful, but it really sucks when you're going that fast. Your face falls off a lot.
I know. Kudos to the young lady and you, of course, me stapling your face to her head.
Yeah, it stayed on pretty good.
Yeah, I'll use heavier duty staples next time. Well, Pasta and I decided to get together and try and give you a challenge. So we got our old man costumes on, and we went to the local ice rink here. And guess who showed up? Kamala Harris, Putin, Pasta,
Really?
Nancy Pelosi, and Amber King, fair and balanced. And let me see
Is there
who else.
anybody who didn't go? Jeez.
No, I mean Fee was in there, and you showed up to watch.
I showed up.
You were seeing how well we were going to do. But here we go, Pasta and I think we did a pretty good job here. Wow, look at Pasta go. There's Shanda. There's Fee.
I see
Fee, and there's Pete.
I see Biden.
Pete Buttigieg right there with the phone. There's Kamala Harris hugging Amber.
Amber.
Sorry, Amber. All right, there's Oz. There's Oz, and God, Oz and Pasta switch faces. Wow.
Okay, that was kind of cheap.
Well, there they are. There's the girls. Fee's taking pictures for her report. Good job. Farron's in there. There's Pete. Oh, Kamala. She changed her outfit. See, didn't you know? I'm pretty nimble, aren't I, for my own age? Good job, Pasta. Nancy! Oh my God, Nancy showed up. Surprised we didn't crash all over the place.
Oh, that was good. You guys got to vote for Oz because that was just hilarious.
Yeah. That's a tough one. Like I said, these are more for entertaining than contests.
Yeah,
we'll get back to the other ones later.
Dance-offs,
Dance-offs,
yeah.
Anyway, speaking of Brother Pasta, him and Steve went out last night. And
oh my God.
Yeah, he goes, I don't know if you heard, but I'm rodeo AF. What does AF mean?
As fuck.
As fuck. And I had to comment here. I said to Pasta, my question to Pasta is, what did you do with Chuck Rocha since you took his hat and his shirt. And then Jilly comes in with a real good picture of the real star of the show last night, having a Corona. That's Pablo Pasta right there. So,
Pablo Pasta.
Doesn't Pasta look good
He
on?
looks just like Chuck.
Yeah, he looks good on Chuck Roach's head. That's pretty good. I used extra heavy duty stretchy staples for him on that.
Oh, that was a good one. That's
Yeah.
too funny. I hope you tweet this shit out, guys, because
Yeah.
this is funny.
Yeah, that's Pasta.
Pasta.
He's such
Did
a.
you see the video? He put video up of him all like.
Oh God, no! Pasta's such a good sport, though. I have to say,
He is. He's fun. Pasta is fun.
He's a great sport. Now,
yes,
this is an encore from last year because it's a season, right?
Yeah, it's the season.
It's
We're
the
gonna do this till Christmas, so
Yeah,
there.
this is Jamie Kuhn music. There we go. Yeah, it's an original.
It's cold outside, the snow is falling. I light the fire, waiting, hoping you'll be safe and whole. 'Cause it's just like Christmas here alone. Oh no. Presents wrapped all under the tree. Stockings hung, one is missing. I hope that Santa brings you back, you see. 'Cause it's just not Christmas without you with me. Oh, Santa, make this wish come true for me. I've been good, but I'm hurting, you see. I've been waiting patiently. It's just not Christmas without you here with me.
Oops.
Presents all wrapped all under the tree. Stockings hung, one is missing. I hope that Santa brings you back, you see. 'Cause it's just not Christmas without you here with me.
Ah,
What a beautiful
Jamie's
voice. She's got a
God.
hell of a good voice. Wow.
That was an original too, guys.
Yeah.
That was a Jamie Coons original.
Yeah, check it out. Jamie Kuhn music. Pat, the Batman fan, karaoke closet.
beautiful.
Great folks. Great contributors. Speaking of Macron and Biden, Pasta and I double dated to that state dinner the other night. How do we look? Don't we look good there? I think
You look marvelous,
I
darling.
look marvelous, simply marvelous. Oh, thank you so much. And here's one that kind of
I love this.
this caught me off this week. What the hell happened here? Olemi Olerin blocked Sister Misty because Sister really left us. She was. I don't get that. Do you know anything about this? But I don't.
I don't know anything.
Why
about
would
it.
she be blocking Misty? I mean, Olemi was the one that's going on the shitlib shows. So, you know,
Right.
Misty wasn't nasty to her that I could tell. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, Olemi, I wouldn't block Misty. But, you know, personal choice, I guess. But things get taken wrong all the time. Maybe this had something to do. We'll see who cancels who. The leftist media, the woke mob is coming for you, featuring Olemi Oluri, Illuminati Spaghetti, I think, David of the National Rational, Mike of the Humanist Report, Matt Binder, and Lance of the Serfs.
Okay, whoa. I've enjoyed Illuminati's work, so I'm kind of shocked to see her up here on this list. I didn't know that she was even put into this category because she was kind of pre the progressive bubble. I'm pretty sure that YouTube channel's been up for years with years of research.
So, yeah.
Her research on multi-level marketing is par none. So I mean, I kind of say I don't agree with this whole thing, but everybody else, oh yeah.
Yeah, we don't run in packs. So, but
I don't know who made.
I will say my disappointment. Dole is just pretty hair boy. The rest of
we lost Dole
long time ago.
2020.
He
went all fucking. Gotta vote for the Democrats. We were like, see ya.
My God in heaven. Anyway, you brought this. What's this? What's going on with this?
This is just urgent message. So go ahead.
Okay, here we go. Urgent message.
If I had kids, I think as an adult you can go hungry, but you don't want to see your kids go hungry, and that's what's going to happen.
You think it's going to get that bad?
Yeah. And the U.S. dollar is fake. Never in the history of the world has any fake money ever survived. And we're doing the same thing. We just keep printing this money. And when I wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad almost 25 years ago, people said I didn't know what I was talking about. I said savers would be losers. Now, today there's quantitative easing, which is counterfeiting money. And then you have zero interest rates. And people are still saving money. Are you nuts? They just printed, I think, $500 billion in September of this year because the repo market is going down. And the average guy goes, what's the repo market? They don't know. So that's why it's fake money, fake teachers, fake assets. Our education system, it has been my rant forever. Why don't we teach people about money? Why is it? We all use money, but we don't teach people about it. So that's why I'm concerned. And I wrote this book, Who Stole My Pension? It's already sold out. But I wrote Who Stole My Pension because it was the reason I wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad. The two authors here, me and myself, Edward Siddell, we both had dads who lost everything.
Yep.
And when I was in my 20s and my poor dad lost everything, it scarred me. And I said, I'm never going to let anybody ever do that to me. So I had just come back from Vietnam in 73. My dad was unemployed. Poor dad was unemployed.
We're probably not going to have time for the JP
Go fly
Spears.
for the effing airlines. I said, are you kidding me?
That one's like 3
go back to
minutes.
school, get your master's and get your PhD.
We're
I
at
said, are you kidding me?
8:42 right
Here
now.
the guy is unemployed. He's got no
Okay, I'll
pension.
pull
He's
it.
got no paycheck. And he's telling me to go back to school. I said, what, learn nothing? And those guys my friends who flew for United Airlines, they're broke today. Their pensions were stolen. And Americans, I wonder how my 401k is doing. I'm going, gee, I'd be a little bit worried, but they don't know. Americans live in a fishbowl. Everybody sees in, but Americans can't see out.
I agree. Absolutely.
Yes.
Pensions,
Yeah.
they assaulted the pensions. They took them away. They devalued them. The 401ks were a scam, you know.
Always a scam. Fuck, always a scam.
Always.
I just fed in freaking tens of thousands of dollars to the fucking 401k monster and never got a dime of it.
Well,
You know, just like so many Americans. 2008, they wiped us out.
2008, they screwed us,
2009.
Yeah, they screwed us. So.
And here we go again. So yeah, if you didn't learn your lesson, and we've been saying it, man, what assets are left? You know, when they wipe out one market, then they pivot to another market. And we called the 401ks 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, guys, you know, dirt was the one thing. My saving grace is that I invested in some dirt, so I own my house. So that's it.
Yep, exactly. Land, like Cara.
Land. What's this?
Let me get to that. Where are you? Let's see. There are two types of people I should drive in the snow, and wee. I am one of those wee people.
I bet
like
you
to
are.
drive in the snow.
I'm the guy on the other side here.
And are you seriously going to question every single narrative on the news? Me.
Yep.
Wrapped in tinfoil fucking cat.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. It's been the main means of propaganda, the news in Hollywood for decades. Now, I like this one, American Psycho.
Yeah, my favorite Bible story is probably the one where Jesus had a fish and a loaf, but he didn't share them with the masses because the masses would just trade them for drugs.
Oh.
And American Psycho is my favorite Christmas movie.
Yeah, that's, a Republican must have wrote that Bible story, right?
Yeah, why not?
But it doesn't make any difference anymore. So you brought this as well. What is this? Oh, this is what's her name? The reporter from
Tay-Tay.
Yeah, Tay-Tay.
Tay-Tay. Tay-Tay Lorenz, of course. I will always play the victim. Change my mind.
Oh,
She is. She's out there playing victim again. It never ends. I mean, she lives to trend on Twitter.
Oh my God. Just
disgusting.
God. And there's Fee, Chanda, and Amber from last year.
Jingle bells ring, snowing and blowing and bushels of fun.
You
Mean Girls.
You did a great job, girls. That's very, very good.
That was from Mean Girls.
That
so,
was from Mean
yeah,
Girls.
Taylor's a
Okay.
mean girl.
All right. You are, well, you're not a mean girl. Stoner's
No,
Corner.
Taylor's a mean girls.
God, is that you with a bong? What the hell?
Stoner Corner. Yes, it is Stoner Corner time. So, in case you may wonder, the Doomsday Vault does contain many strains of cannabis seeds. So, that's always good to know. And them Stoner chicks are so cute and attractive. Stoner chicks. That's so mean.
Yeah, my God in heaven. Then I guess the shit libs gave Chink permission to say this. Almost all of our politicians are corrupt. They directly serve the interests of their donors. If a reporter or anchor isn't telling you this, they're lying to you. There isn't anyone who helps corruption as much as a reporter who refuses to report on it. And I think the hypocrisy here is it's coming from Jake Uger. Un-effing believable.
Knows no bounds. His
Oh
hypocrisy
my
knows
God.
no
Look in a mirror, Chanky. Come on,
Oh,
buddy.
God.
Look in a
He
mirror.
doesn't need to with all that Katzenberg money.
Oh my God. And it's Pedowood time. What did we have tonight? I don't think we got too much Pedowood tonight. What I'm
gonna make us a new card, but try to do it tastefully.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got All I Want for Christmas is a Free Palestine. So Disney cast Zionist actress Gal Gadot in the new Snow White adaptation. So Disney's tone-deaf decision to cast the former soldier and the supporter of Zionism couldn't have come at a worse time. Yeah, they've got some freaking problems in all these big studios, right?
Yeah, they do. They really, really, really do. Yeah, this is... What was I going to say? They took Wonder Woman and they're putting her in a Disney movie? What the hell is that all about? I don't get it anymore. Did you know? Did you know they're going to make another Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Really?
And our friend the Critical...
Who's directing it? Who's writing it? Who's producing it? That's what I want to know.
Some Hollywood idiot writer that they have these days, I guess. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? But Harrison Ford... Buddy, retire, man. Just retire.
God, isn't he like 90?
Nah, I think he's 80 plus.
No, I think he's like 88. He's really like, I was shocked when I heard it. Like, oh, I didn't realize it was like that old.
Oh, Callista must be giving him milk bones or something. Here you go.
Play.
You know, when it comes to movies, I don't tend to put a whole lot of stock in rumours, leaks, and hearsay these days. So when I heard all kinds of crazy stories from behind the scenes of Indiana Jones 5 about ridiculous time travel plots, old Indy meeting young Indy during World War II, which ultimately changes his own personal history and blinks him right out of existence so he could be replaced by a newer, more diverse Indiana Jones written for the modern audience, I was inclined to dismiss it as just another piece of wild speculation. Because let's be real here, YouTube and bullshit go hand in hand most of the time. Then the first trailer for the film finally dropped last night, and when it was over, I was struck by a simple and stark realization. Oh god, the rumors were true. I mean, the very notion of doing a fifth Indiana Jones film more than a decade after Crystal Skull seemed like a pretty bad idea right from the start. Say what you will about that movie and the wisdom of casting Shia LaBeouf. Do it! but it at least felt like it brought Indy's story to a satisfying conclusion. Yeah, he was definitely showing his age in this one, but he was still able to hold his own when it counted, allowing him to make a dignified exit. Evil villains that are easy for the audience to hate, unless they happen to be Kanye West, of course, and a setting that's much more in keeping with the Indiana Jones aesthetic. The problem is that time travel is a big old narrative can of worms that you open up at your peril, because once it's open, it's very difficult to close again. And it also leaves you vulnerable to a whole lot of questions that usually don't have any satisfying answers. Basically, time travel is the nuclear option as a writer. It's the thing you do when you can't think of anything else to do. And if you want an example of how messing with previous events can absolutely nuke a movie, then just take a look at Terminator Genesis. My one tiny source of optimism for this movie is that it's at least got some talented people working on it. The writers were responsible for Edge of Tomorrow and Ford vs Ferrari, both fantastic movies, and James Mangold's directed some of the few genuinely good movies of the past several years. But then again, as past experience has taught us, even good writers and directors can still produce shit films if they're not given the creative freedom they need, and I get the distinct impression that this is the kind of movie that was mandated and largely controlled by the studio. I mean, after a series of extremely expensive flops, Lucasfilm and Disney really need this one to succeed. And if the other rumours I've heard about the disastrous test screenings turn out to be correct too, well, then I suggest you strap in, because the dial tone of density is going to be a fucking wild ride when it comes out. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
Go away now.
Honestly, I don't have a lot of hope for that, because I heard somebody had the hypothesis that when the vid hit, all the good writers that wouldn't take the jab got fired or quit.
Yeah, I had heard that. Yes, I have heard that.
And all the shitty writers stuck around. So kind of made sense.
That had no backbone and they're, living in Wokeville. So yeah, that's what we're living with is Wokeville. And I just pulled it because for time, we had a Jamie Spears where he mocks woke Hollywood. So go watch that. He dropped it this afternoon. It's funny. It really speaks to what we're saying is that, yeah, they've got control. And yeah, they fuck up these timelines with these classic films and it doesn't fare well. But I will say this about Indiana Jones. I wasn't a big Indiana Jones fan, especially as a kid. The melting face shit scared the shit out of me, when I was 8 years old or whatever. But now I go back and I look at the storylines in those movies and they were Spielberg movies, right?
Yeah.
The very beginning ones. And there was soft disclosure in a lot of these. I mean, this is the first time Hollywood really was putting it out there that, hey, there was secret Nazis here and there. And there's a huge warehouse where they were hiding shit. We know there's a big warehouse where they hide shit, Now I see little things in there that the writers got away with, or it was soft disclosure from Hollywood itself.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I recommend The Peripheral and Wednesday was
I'm enjoying
good.
The Peripheral. The Peripheral has been very good. Shelley recommended it. You recommended it, and yeah, I watched it. There was 7 episodes when I went. So I'll see if there's
what do
any
you
more
got
of it.
from Avatar Man here? What's going on?
This is fucking terrible. So, Avatar director James Cameron says testosterone is a toxin men must terminate from their system. So, Avatar director says testosterone is a toxin men must terminate from their systems. And the critical drinker said, "This is not filling me with optimism for Avatar 2."
Oh my God! Why would he say that? Why would he even say that? We have a fashion segment here. I caught this. This is from not fashion news, but footwear news. Hillary Clinton elevates navy coat with walkable heeled boots for speech at Eyes on Iran art exhibit preview. And then, of course, you put it down here. What did you say here?
This is the Matt Taibbi thing. It says it's Hillary Clinton. She says, "I'm sorry to hear about the upcoming unexpected death of Matt Taibbi. Hello, 911. I'd like to report a suicide. Yes, next Tuesday around lunchtime."
Jesus, Chanda, you're gonna get us in
satire.
Satire. And then Fee says, and stick around, folks, because we've got one of the best outros that we've ever done tonight. I think
it is truly your best outro.
It's really good. Chanda picked the song, Pink Floyd. So
Pink Floyd. It's a great song.
It's great. You got Fee says here.
Fee says you can't publicly say you support Nazis like Ye did, but if you arm Azov, fund them with billions, give them medals, you're fine. Heck, CNN even will broadcast the salutes, and the government will praise the war crimes. So the lesson is be smart about which Nazis you support.
Oh my God. No shit.
Excellent.
Out of the park, Fiorella. Out of the park. I heard a rumor this week that Crystal got a job with CNN. I think somebody was being flippant on one of the shows.
I wouldn't be shocked.
But if that is the case, please let me know. I can't believe that CNN would have Crystal Ball on there as their deal. And if I was Crystal, I wouldn't work for CNN. They suck. They blow. So whatever. Whatever. We are.
She's always sold out to the corporate algorithm. So
Yeah,
I would not be
it's already
surprised.
gone. Whatever. You got a Chris Hedges here, and then we're out of here. What do we got?
This is the address to write Julian Assange. Send your love. Give him some holiday prayer, love, whatever you want to send out. So let's do it.
Yeah, let's absolutely do it. And it is time. What do we got going on this week? And the next couple of weeks, real quick.
I'm going to be doing Trailer Park Pundit on Tuesday morning, and then Thursday to Hell and Back is coming back regardless of what studio I'm in or what tech issues I am having. We'll figure out one of the other programs to do it. And I think we'll just start out on YouTube for the first 10, 15 minutes and move over to Rockfin and Rumble only, because we took a strike the last time Pasta and I did a show.
Yeah, we can't.
We get together and we just get too bad. So.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. So if you didn't see it last night, Brave New Future, Amber King had a lovely, informative, and of course for me it was depressing, but it's the way it goes.
I know, it's always scary.
What did she talk about? She talked about sunspots blowing the world up.
Cardinal masses, and I'm like, bring it on.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I'm ready.
The sad thing about it is that a lot of people I'm talking to says, just put me out of my fucking misery. I can't take it anymore,
The sun's going to burp and wipe us out.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It's I don't know what this next week's going to bring, but last week was horrific. We give us a break, man. Give us a break. Then we've got we're going to the next 2 weekends, that's going to be the 10th and the 17th.
Regular shows.
Regular holiday season themed shows. We're going to be doing a lot of skating in December. Like I said, we'll get back.
I'm already doing a lot of walking, so why not add a bunch of skating?
Yeah, skating. Yeah, it's good for your calves, I hear. So
my calves are sore after the.
But we are going to do a Christmas Eve show. That would be the 23rd. We're going to kick it over to Friday. Yes. Amber's off that week, so she will be having a Brave New Future on the 16th, but we're planning a very special Christmas Eve show. If you're not into Christmas, we understand, but we're covering it for those of you who are, and we're going to mix it up and put some other stuff in there that's not so Christmassy. But I'm working on a big project because, as you know, all three of us, Linda and Al, are learning DaVinci Resolve. Highly recommend that for your video editing software. Yeah, it's really easy once you get some basics down. And I've got the biggest project I've ever done in a Resolve project right now, and I hope it comes out because it's going to be beautiful for Christmas.
If it comes out anything like your closer for tonight, it'll be wonderful.
Thank you.
I got video that's going to drop this week because I'm chronicling my 62 miles in December. So I've got some pretty awesome footage from our lit up trestle. We have the railroad trestle.
Right on.
I'm going to get that up tomorrow for everybody to see.
Good.
And I want to shout A-Rim out over on the Super Rays. Thank you so much for Brave New Future too. Yes, anything that gets donated over on the Rockfin goes to Roar Media, which is our women in independent media nonprofit.
And yes, and thank you for everybody who supports us, no matter how you support us.
Yeah, no matter where you donate,
whatever you do it. Thank you, Crazy Puppet, A-Rim, and everybody over there. Who else?
Rob Juno.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, Amber King. This is a cool channel nonprofit called Roar Media. Told you all this shit in real time. Yeah, that was from when I was talking about. Yes, you did. Amber, quit scolding me. I agree with you.
I fired her up by saying I agree with Amber. Like, yeah.
Yeah, but I agree. You guys have to agree. Having receipts to take back something that didn't quite work out well for you works, right? So
I'm gonna go find some of our receipts.
yeah,
this
oh
week.
yeah, do that. That'll be fun.
I will.
Let me see if I can get this. This outro is Floyd.
So dynamite. It choked me up a little bit. I got to tell you, it moved me. I mean, it's a moving closer.
Well,
It's
let's hope that I don't F it up. So anyway, thank you everybody tonight. It's been a fun show. We appreciate it. Thank you for supporting us, our sisters and brothers. Shout out to all of you. Have a safe, whatever season you're doing, do your solo. What's my solo? What's the solo, A-Rim? And, Christmas cards. Send Chanda so you can get a snail mail. DM it.
Facebook.
Yeah.
However you want to reach out, email.
Yeah. Send it out so we can get those cards out before Friday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, before Friday. Yeah, I think it'll be because I'm sending your stuff on Tuesday. So Friday, yeah. Anyway, we are going out with a little Pink Floyd. Good night. Thank you, Chanda. You're wonderful.
Have a good night, everybody. Stay warm.
Stay warm. And that's the wrong one. We're going to go back and try this over again. Let's go back and try this. Let me go back. Media 2. I think this is it. Here we go. That's it.
That's it.
softly spoken magic spell.